ladies and germs, we are back. The laptop took a little bit of a break from the streaming to perhaps reset itself, figure out why it hates me so much, but that's okay. Can't win them all. Violent Friends currently out there trying to get some warm-ups going. And we've got about 4 minutes until roller derby. Our timeout sponsor is Total Wellness Chiropractic. We mentioned them a little bit, and we'll talk more about them. Turbo Tim's Automotive is another one of our sponsors. You can see their banner perhaps on the top of your screen. Turbo Tim's has multiple auto repair locations in the Twin Cities, famous for their shop kitties. Turbo Tim's is also committed to supporting fun, innovative, and caring causes to improve the community for everyone. You can meet the kitty crew and learn more at turbotims.com. Kitty like actual cats. There are many cats that are roaming the grounds there at Turbo Tim's locations. They're all very good little pets. Good fuzzy kitties. Another one of our sponsors, we have Cream and Amber, located in downtown Hopkins. Cream and Amber is a new and used bookstore serving coffee and craft beer. Stop by for a salted butterscotch latte and local curated holiday gifts. 2 minutes until Derby. We've got Angry Inch Brewing, angry beer for happy people. Angry Inch has everything you could need: beer, and a dog-friendly patio. Take a trip down to Lakeville and check out their full-flavored malt-forward beer. Another one of our valued sponsors, West Photo. For more than 40 years, West Photo has been the photographer's photo store. West Photo has the equipment, knowledge, and service you can only get from people who are part of the photographic community. Again, just under 2 minutes to the bout. Bout number 2 here this evening between the Violent Friends, who are currently warming up on the track, and the Deltas. We've got Ursa Minor in the building. We've got the large inflatable dancing mascot. It's a bear. Of course it's a bear. It's called Ursa Minor. Come on, you guys. Get it together. One moment. All right, everybody, we are about to announce the new skaters here for bout number 2. And Delta Die coming out at you. We got number 300, Aerial Assault. Number H011A is Baller. Number 796.2 is Black Eyed Susie. Number 16 is Blue Barracuda. Number 40 is Car Rust. Number 7 is Guillotina. Number 46 is Hit List. 622 is Kilroy. Lunatic is 612. Lumberjill 2x4. Sailor Doom is number 666. Shank Her Ella is number 4. SimCity is number 20. Sunny Ono is number 1964. Superhot is number 3. Zaboomafoon number 29. And they're coached by David Smashelhoff, Jack, and Windy Q. Excuse me, I had a frog in my throat. Or maybe it's these ethically sourced Pringles that I'm eating. Nobody knows. Slim Sadie's number 28. I did not mention Slim Sadie. I am unsure why that was not on my roster, but that's fine. They're the bench coaches, Jack and David Smashelhoff, looking resplendent in their photos. And Delta Delta Die is back on your screen, taking their introductory laps. So that was the Deltas, and we're going to bring out the Violent Friends. Violent Friends up on your screen right now. We've got number 8, Batty Longlegs. Number 505 is Bruisin' Susan. Number 15 is Daryl B. Blood. Number 36 is Disco Scream. Number 277 is Electrocutie. 219 is Halibut. 504 Marlboro Dread. 420 is Mayhem. 27 is Panic Attack. 510 is Patty Nar. Number 11 is Pop Roxy. Number 842 Riff Track. Number 23 is Sonarly Parker. Their coaches for this evening are Mike Meat Sauce, Mo Rodder, Sankbite, and Torrential Pain. They're doing the Deltas had a rollout song of Pink Pony Club as sang by the original artist, and the current version that's being sang is by Plankton. So Chapel Roan has a run for her money trying to beat out that little green guy from your favorite Sponge related animated series. And we are going to be resetting here for bout number 2 on your screen. And we are getting ready here. Thanks again for joining us here on North Star Roller Derby's home on YouTube.com. I do apologize for the technical glitches that we've had a little bit. I will be bringing a plastic bag full of ice to keep my laptop nice and cool. And we're going to spend more than 35 seconds troubleshooting the scoreboard next time. You can kind of see the meta scoreboard as well as the 2 giant jumbotrons. Not giant, but they are, jumbo. There's, medium, large, giant, and jumbo. We've got some folks pointing at us. Oh, yeah, it'll be Wanda Go pointing at the scoreboard, folks. And we've got some stuff happening on our scoreboard here we just needed to get the official jam scoring folks on up here before we can get started. That was not their whistle, but 5 seconds is about to be called. There it is. So we've got Batty Longlegs jamming for the Violent Friends against Slim Sadie for the Deltas. Big pile up there at the back of the pack. And Batty Longlegs trying to take advantage of the chaos, and Slim Sadie getting knocked to the outside once again by Panic Attack, Pop Roxy, Marlboro Dread, and Sonarly Parker. Out goes Batty for the very first lead jammer of this game. Approaching the back of the pack at speed. Slim Sadie doing a pirouette on the inside of that first apex. And picking up not lead jammer, forcing Batty Longlegs to call it off. So that'll be 4 points for the Violent Friends. We've got one in the box already. That looks like Lumberjill. Nope, that's number 4. And that'll be Shankherella. You'll notice the lights are changing a little bit here on the camera because we want to make sure that everybody's doing just fine and remembering who's got the lead. Bruisin' Susan's going to be jamming here for the Violent Friends against Zaboomafu, number 29 for the Deltas. Bruisin' Susan trying to make her way to the outside, but being squashed there by it's a short blocker line for the Deltas as Shankherella is still in the box. Bruisin' Susan able to get around Kilroy. Kilroy gets right back up and tries to go right back at her. Zabumafu finding room on the inside, but Disco Scream's going to be able to button that up, and out goes Bruisin' Susan for another lead jammer. However, we got Zabumafu just 5 feet behind her, and Bruisin' Susan's got to get a move on, but she's going to move those hands up and down and call off the jam before anybody's able to score any points. So that's nothing for nobody for jam number 3. Sailor Doom and Cutie hugging it out there on the jam line. Sailor Doom going to be skating as a jammer now for the Deltas. That's her home team. She was fostering before. And Electric Cutie, another foster for the Bangers, is going to be jamming for the Violent Friends for the first time this evening. There's your whistle. Cutie's trying to get to the inside and unable to, getting blocked there by 1964. That's Sunny Ono. Sailor Doom able to put the pedal to the metal and get around Snarly Parker, Mayhem, Pop Roxy, and Patty Nar for lead jammer for the Deltas. Let's see if the Deltas get on the board. Couple of points there right away, and there goes Sailor Doom. Fast feet to the outside is going to pick up 4 points for the Deltas. In the meantime, Electric Cutie has that star in her hand, trying to pass it up to Patty Nar. Big hit from Pop Roxy on Sailor Doom. Sailor Doom pops right back up and keeps on jamming. Patty Nar for some last-ditch defense there, forcing Sailor Doom all the way to the back of the pack. That star is still in Electric Cutie's hand, trying to get up to Patty Nar, but unfortunately Electric Cutie not able to make a whole lot of progress against Blue Barracuda, Lumberjill, and Sunny Ono. So once again, nothing for the Violent Friends, and four go up on the board for the Deltas. So if you can read that very tiny print in the back there, it looks like 8 for the Deltas and 4 for the Kilmores. We got a lead change. So the number on the left is the Deltas, and the number on the right is the Friends. Here comes Batty jamming against Lunatic. Lunatic is the jammer of note for the Deltas. More twinkly toes for Batty Longlegs, and away she goes, picking up lead jammer status. Lunatic is only about 40 feet behind and approaching quickly. The pack is slowed down on there on that apex. Batty is going to be going for an apex jump. Slides through the infield to the track and unfortunately does not pick up any points, but looked really cool anyway. And isn't that what we're all here to do, is just look really cool? You know, Quincy Hall's looking cool. Skaters are looking cool. Ooh, I forgot to restart the in-house stream over there by the merch booth. Buy some merch. Here comes Disco Scream for the Violent Friends and Zabumafu, number 29 for the Deltas. Jam is off and we are underway. Both jammers attempting to get on that outside line. Neither were very successful, so that means Zabumafu is back on the inside, getting hit out of bounds by Bruisin' Susan. And Disco Scream is just trapped behind Baller, Aerial Assault, and Kilroy. Oh, yep. Disco Scream identified correctly that she was not actually in bounds for that pass, and Zabumafu is going to take advantage of some of the chaos. But Pop Roxy, the wily veteran she is, noticed that was happening, shoved a Delta into Zabumafu, and was able to recycle her all the way back to beyond the jam line. Zabumafu is getting some offense there, being played by Kilroy and by Aerial Assault, and in the chaos, out goes Disco Scream for lead jammer status. Being followed there by Jam Ref Gal Jazeera, and there goes Zabumafu getting attempted to be chased down there by Halibut, unable to make it up there. So here comes Disco Stream trying to pick up some points, going to pick up at least one on there on Super Hut thanks to Pop Roxy, and calling it off, picking up that 1 point. So that'll boost the Friends to 5, and the Deltas stay pat at 8. Here comes Sailor Doom skating for the Deltas against Electric Cutie for the Violent Friends. Violent Friends trying to take the front of the pack so they don't get all mixed up in all that discombobulating nonsense, a.k.a. some other skaters. We're underway. Sailor Doom attempting the outside, getting swallowed up there by the Violent Friends. Electric Cutie attempting a back and forth motion, being held to the inside line, and in the meantime, Sailor Doom is out for lead jammer. Sailor Doom is approaching the back of the pack, going to the outside, running up against Daryl B. Blood, able to stop her very briefly, and away goes Blue Barracuda to the box. The litter box, so that'll be a slightly smaller. Oh, that was a track cut being picked up there by Sailor Doom. It was really close, but that toe stop did indeed go out of bounds. And in the meantime, it is a power jam for the Violent Friends, and that star pass has been executed. It will be from Cutie to Daryl B. Blood. Daryl B. Blood approaching on the first apex and attempting to get through that wall of pink. A lot of offense being played on the inside. Unable to take advantage of it, however, is Daryl. Tiptoeing around Sonny Ono and Lumberjill is Daryl B. Blood and Hitlist, and avoiding all of them. And away goes Daryl B. Blood for 4 points for the Violent Friends. That'll be a lead change for those of you keeping track at home. There goes Patty Narr off to the box, and the power jam has completed. And Sailor Doom approaching the back of the pack. Staying in bounds, the Friends not able to shove her to the outside. Nobody's able to call off the jam. We've got about 40 seconds left. Peers over the counter, yes. So 35 seconds left on this jam. Sonny Ono is going to, or not Sonny Ono, excuse me. That'll be Sailor Doom picking up two penalties in one jam. That'll be a forearm that time. So Daryl B. Blood is on another power jam. Blue Barracuda sniffed that one out as Daryl was trying to get around to the outside and blocked him as soon as they could and allowed time for the rest of the pink team to get back up and help her out. Speaking of people getting out and helping out, here comes Patty Narr. Trying to provide some offense, perhaps, just at least disrupt the bracing triangle in the front of the pack there. So they're just going to stand pat and wait for the jam to complete, and that'll be another 4 points for the Violent Friends, bringing their point total up to 13, and the Deltas have 12. So a close game so far between the Sweetheart teams. No one's called them that before either. We've got a long whistle being called, and it appears to be an official timeout. Timeout sponsor, one again brought to you by Total Wellness Chiropractic. Jay's Kombucha. That's right, we got 2 kombucha sponsors if you run a kombucha place out of your basement. Well, probably not out of your basement. At least get it food safety certified. But anyways, Jay's Kombucha. Get your gut right with Jay's Kombucha. A mellow St. Paul kombucha packed with probiotics and flavored with cold pressed juice. Available in cans, kegs, and growlers. Rolling whistle will conclude the official review. The Violent Friends are going to start on a power jam as Sailor Doom is still in the box and standing. So that means that they got less than 10 seconds left. Batty is going to put the hips to the metal here and getting out for lead jammer status just as Sailor Doom is being released from the box. Sailor Doom coming out with a vengeance, has the star already in her hand, ready to pass it off to the pivot. Doesn't need to, gets on out. And Batty is going to do a little Euro step on the inside of that line. Being told to call it off, she does. That'll just improve the Violent Friends' lead. We've got 17 for the Violent Friends and 12 for the Deltas. Returning jammer for the Violent Friends is going to be Disco Scream number 36, and that'll be a new jammer for the Deltas. That'll be Baller. Baller getting down into that famous three-point stance. Always the show person. Trying to get around Bruisin' Susan, Mayhem, Snarly Parker, and I believe that is Dread in the front. Yes, it is. So that is the contingent of blockers for the Violent Friends. Disco Scream able to weave her way through. That'll be Zabumafu, Super Hot Aerial Assault, and Kilroy. And pick up lead jammer status once again for the Violent Friends. And away they go. Disco Scream approaching the back of the pack, attempting to pick up some points before Baller gets around. Baller's a pretty quick jammer. So just about 30 feet behind. Disco being yelled at to call it off. Calls it out, they're getting 1 point, but not calling it off in time. So that'll be 4 points for Baller despite not having lead jammer status. And I think 2 points, for Disco Scream. A little bit of confusion there through Disco off looked like, and that's why she didn't call it off right away is my supposition. Obviously, this is all just baseless conjecture from the AV roost here in Quincy Hall. We've got returning jammer Batty Longlegs for the Violent Friends, having a pretty good night so far against Slim Sadie, trying to get the Deltas back in front. Ooh, big hit there and a scoot out to the outside from the Violent Friends. So Slim City not quite able to take advantage of the daylight that you saw. Speaking of daylight, there was very little of it on the inside of the track, and out goes Batty Longlegs for lead jammer status for the Violent Friends. Batty Longlegs, ooh, trying to tiptoe on the inside. It looks like the Deltas are starting to sniff that out, though. We're going to find out what is happening in a little bit. But yeah, we've got another power jam scenario for the Violent Friends. Dragging that toe stop and staying in bounds is Batty Longlegs and picking up 4 more points. So that's going to push their total up to 23 for the Violent Friends to 16 for the Deltas. I'm going to peer over my roost here. Yep, 23 for the Friends, 16 for the Deltas. Sorry for all the technical problems, everyone. Thanks for sticking around. We appreciate you. Anyways, here we go with number 27. That'll be Panic Attack, jamming for the Friends in a power jam scenario. Sailor Doom, or not Sailor Doom, that's Slim Sadie. There's a lot of S's in there. Has just been released from the box. So the Friends started off on a power jam. Daryl B. Blood sees it and tries to communicate it to the team. Slim Sadie is going to battle her way through the front, taking advantage of some of the pile up there and picking up for lead jammer status for the Deltas. Solid jamming effort there by the jammer that just got released from the box. We do have somebody being called for a penalty, and that'll be Slim Sadie once again. It looked like a, I don't know what that, not sure what that penalty was, but Panic Attack is still in the pack, trying to get around Crust Almighty in the front of the pack. There's a no pack is here, being called by the officials here. Back and forth go Crust and Panic. They're trying to stretch that pack out so that Crust gets an out-of-play penalty, but it's not happening. That'll be the Friends have a goat is what they call those. So that'll be, essentially what that will mean is that the pack cannot advance any further. Panic Attack does have that lead jammer status on her and will call it off before either team is able to score any points. The skater that took a knee there on the outside very briefly was Black Eyed Susie. We've got Deviate coming over just to make sure that they were okay. Bruce and Susan once again for the Violent Friends is going to be jamming up against Baller. Five seconds is called, and we're just a couple of seconds away from more derby action. Away goes Baller, trying to scoot around her own team, and does. The Violent Friends are down one skater, and that is their pivot, and that'll be Halibut. But Baller gets out for lead jammer status, not too far behind, only about 20 feet, is Bruising Susan, trying to get hot on her heels. Baller doing a lot of work through those apexes, tries to go for that apex jump and lands on her knees, out of bounds just barely, unfortunately. So that is going to be 0 points for both teams. And a team timeout has been called by the Violent Friends. Thanks again for joining us here in Quincy Hall, the new home of North Star Roller Derby. The jam line sponsor for this bout is Marty's Deli. Marty's is your local sandwich shop located on a sunny corner right here in Northeast Minneapolis. All pickles, breads, and spreads are made in-house. Yum. Seconding that yum, Marty's always has a line straight out the door. So if you want to get their brunch sandwiches, which are just delightful, and their homemade hash browns, etc., pop out there. It's great. Lovely place. So while the Deltas wait on the Marty's Deli jam line, we can talk more about our other sponsors. We got Francis. Looking for brunch tomorrow? Head down the street to Francis Burger Joint, Minnesota's only fully vegan and full bar establishment. While nothing was killed to make their burgers, that doesn't mean that they don't make a killer burger. Frequent patron speaking to you about Francis. Dope place. It's absolutely amazing. Get their in-house black bean burger. I prefer it over the Impossible Burger. Plus, it's, they made it. Anyhow, speaking of making it, we're going to make a jam out of this one. Sailor Doom for the Deltas and Batty Longlegs for the Friends. Sailor Doom trying to sniff out some passage through the front on the inside line and going back to the outside, unable to get to the front in either case. Batty Longlegs not having a whole lot more success despite the offense being played there by Dale B. Blood. There goes Sailor Doom for lead jammer status, getting hit by a sniper. That in-house sniper has been hanging around here. Not great. Sailor Doom is only about 10 feet in front of Batty Longlegs, so we'll find out whether or not there's a hit it and quit it happening. Hits the back of the pack, and nobody's getting any points. That'll be... Oh, and not getting any points. It's going to be Batty Longlegs going to the box. So the Deltas are going to start on a power jam. Sim Sadie loving that. We got Guillotina, Crust, Lumberjill, and Kilroy blocking for the Deltas. Formidable foes indeed. And we've got Rift Track, Disco Scream, Snarly Parker, and Patty Nar. For the Friends, big old hits happening on offense there by the Deltas, and they're able to pick up that lead jammer status not 2 seconds into the bout. Disco Stream trying to get in front and provide some last-ditch defense. And attempting once again is Disco Stream, and we've got more penalties. There's one on Patty Nar, so Patty Nar will be going to the box, and the Friends are going to be one blocker short. Batty Longlegs is standing, though, so hopefully once Batty gets out, she'll be able to get through the pack and stop the bleeding for the Friends. Slim Sadie pumping up the crowd. It's getting raucous here in the Quincy Hall. It's got a big concrete box as far as like acoustics go. Had a little bit of a trip up there as Slim Sadie gets right back up on her feet and is able to pick up 4 more points for the Deltas. Batty does have that, that would be really close to a back block penalty there, being nearly committed by Disco Scream. 4 more points there for Slim Sadie. I believe we've got lead change territory. Oh yeah, it's 32 for the Deltas, 23 for the Friends. A back block penalty being called on not only Rift Track, but also Batty Longlegs. So this is going to be another power jam for Slim Sadie. Started off on a power jam, and it is going to not quite end on a power jam unless Slim Sadie decides to call it off before Batty gets out of the box. That would be Batty's 3rd jam in a row if they decided to shut it down. 4 additional points for Slim Sadie and the Deltas to a warm reception here in Quincy Hall. Kilroy getting all up in the Friends' biz, trying to make sure that that triangle does not stay. Batty is out of the box and trying to stop the points from being racked up here by the Deltas. The star pass is complete, and Disco Stream is going to try to stay out of penalty trouble at the very least so that both teams can start at full strength. So that is a wild lead change. Absolutely like doubling their score. That's a 30-point jam for Slim Sadie. That is 6 complete passes. That's wild. That's crazy. You don't see a whole lot of those. 30-point jams. Crazy stuff. You almost never see those. That's pretty crazy. So we got 46 points for the Deltas and 23 for the Violent Friends. Violent Friends all of a sudden find themselves in a significant deficit, or at a significant deficit. Bruisin' Susan trying for the inside and getting hit by Baller, and that apparently was a direction of play penalty, but the damage has been done as Bruisin' Susan is still in the pack. So Baller probably being like, yeah, I did good. I'm fine. Zabumafu is attempting to get through the pack, being recycled or drawn back there by Marlboro Dread, number 504. Mayhem able to stop Zabumafu in her tracks with some help from her teammates Panic Attack and Pop Roxy. Fighting her way, scrambling through the pack is Bruisin' Susan, staying in bounds despite the hit. And however, all of that celebration from the Violent Friends is cut short there by Zabumafu picking up that lead jammer status. Aerial assault's going to go to the box, so hopefully that'll make it a little bit easier on Bruisin' Susan. But here comes Zabumafu trying to pick up some points. Bit of a spill there. Will be Marlboro Dread hitting the deck on the inside. Zabumafu once again trapped behind a full complement of blockers on the Violent Friends. Baller putting her hands up, letting Bruisin' Susan know, like, yeah, you got to go all the way back here. Got to start 20 feet behind the pack. It doesn't get through me if you want to get more points. Zabumafu almost able to do a little pirouette on the outside of the, or the inside line here on the apex to make sure that everything's getting more points, but she got hit to the outside, or out of bounds rather. We have a track cut penalty being called. That'll be on Zabumafu, so it'll be a power jam for Bruisin' Susan and the Violent Friends. So this is full offense mode here for, yep. Roxy yelling stop to try to stretch out the pack, and Bruisin' Susan thought that meant them. But this will be no points for the Violent Friends, but 2 more for the Deltas. However, the Violent Friends are going to start in a power jam. Pardon me. All right, we got a brand new jam skater here for the Violent Friends. This is going to be Halibut. I believe the number there is, 219. On a power jam. We have a timeout being called. There's only, how many seconds? 10 seconds left in this period. This is likely going to be the final jam of the first half. Bit of a back and forth game here, but Deltas with that 30-point jam brought to you by Slim Sadie and a few unfortunate penalties for the Violent Friends have blown it wide open. It's 23 for the Friends and 48 for the Deltas. Just a little bit more than doubling up on the score, but we're still in double digits, folks. Anything can happen. The rolling whistle, not your whistle, was whistled, and away we shall go. So the Deltas are 1 blocker down. That appears to be Hut and Zabumafu in the box. So Halibut trying to make the best. So we have a bit of a miscommunication here. It looks like the jam timer is communicating. People are chatting out there. It's Wanda Go coming over to the scorecard and telling us that they've got 10 seconds left on the clock, despite whatever was being shown. It's a little hard to see. Oh yeah, it rolled over to the intermission, so we have to get that clock updated before we've got our final jam of the half. Yep, still 48-23. Nothing's happened since then. Little communications happening here. Hopefully we'll get that 10 seconds on the clock. Yep, there we go. We're getting through it. It's going to be fine. Thanks for joining us, everybody, here on youtube.com/@NorthStarRollerDerby. Class Act Cats, turn your cat from a sassy to classy. Class Act Cats help cat parents with common and frustrating cat behavior problems solve their cat behavior woes, even if they feel like they have tried everything. So check out Class Act Cats. They have sponsored our litter box, aka the penalty box, for the evening. Love to have your support, Class Act Cats. The scoreboard is ready. The jammers and the skaters and the blockers are ready. The officials are ready. I am ready. And Halibut is ready to get out for lead jammer status. Not quite there yet. It's trying to get around Hit List, Blue Barracuda, and Lumberjill. A very tall task indeed. There's the Zabumafu standing in the box, so they've only got 10 seconds to get that lead jammer before we have to go all the way back to square one. Yep, so there is Zabumafu out and attempting to pick up lead jammer before Halibut can. Halibut trying to fight her way through. Oh, that'll be Sunny Ono. Yeah, there we go. That'll be a lead jammer status there for the Violent Friends, trying to pick up some points before we go into the half. Zabumafu with a fire on her wheels, trying to grab some more points. Here comes a hit it and quit it from Halibut, and calling it off, able to stay just on the outside. I saw that tape. It was almost rolled over, but it was not rolled over. So that'll be a successful scoring pass. All 4 points for Halibut and the Violent Friends, and that'll bring us to the halftime of the second game of bout number 2 for season 19. Coming up is the Star Toss event. The Star Toss is you pay us a little bit of money, we keep a little bit of money, and then you can win a lot of it back. We're going to set up a target in the middle of the track, and we're going to have a little toss. You can buy a little spongy star guide. You can toss it out into the middle and try to win some of your money back. But it goes to a good cause. That good cause is nonprofit roller derby. that you are listening to and watching right now. Again, thank you for sticking with us through our technical difficulties. I will promise to put my laptop in a deep freeze before I bring it to the venue to avoid any kind of unpleasantness. Metro Transit, once again, big thanks to Metro Transit for offering free rides to all North Star Roller Derby bouts this season. Metro Transit is a leading transportation resource for the Twin Cities, offering an integrated network of buses, light rail, and commuter trains, micro transit, as well as resources for those who carpool, van pool, walk, or bike. Plan your trip to and from our bouts with the Trip Planner tool at metrotransit.com. Sorry, unicycle commuters, you are out of luck. That's not true. You unicyclers can jump on it. It's great. Especially that one guy, everybody knows him, going down Central in deep freeze type weather. That's a dedicated unicyclist. Here goes Baller introducing our Star Pass. If you purchase a Star, do what the lady says. And we've got some motion in the crowd. Looks like everybody's having a pretty good time. Again, we did listen to your feedback, fans, and we have attempted to improve the sight lines here in Quincy Hall as much as we possibly could. That does include getting bleachers in here. We had a very dedicated team of skaters who showed up a few hours early before doors here at Quincy Hall. And they set up an entire set of bleachers, 2 sets of bleachers, in fact. We may have more depending on how the evening goes. We've got a nice mix of trackside seating, regular chairs. We've got high tops you can stand next to check out the action. And we have the bleachers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of Baller and the rest of the staff here at North Star Roller Derby while I go fix some stuff. We'll be right back. We've got 7 minutes and 20 seconds left in the intermission, so grab your pets, grab your loved ones, grab your family, put them in front of your YouTube, and chat at us in the comments. Love to hear how you're finding our sport here, and I hope to see you in just a So as you can see, so they're going to throw the stars. They're going to try to get as close to that target in the middle of the track as they can. We got the stars flying fast. These are all numbered stars, and the people who throw them closest will get money. That's a really close one. That's going to be tough to beat. That one bounced off a Baller's skate. I'm sure somebody's going to be upset about that. You can hear all about it through my tiny little microphone here and find out who won. I'm back, gentle viewers. Thank you for sticking around. We are going to be back in roller derby action in just about 3 minutes. In the meantime, we can talk about True North Roofing. If you're looking to update or upgrade your roofing or siding, True North Roofing has you covered. Locally owned, licensed, and insured, their craftspeople are dedicated to providing excellent care and service for the Twin Cities homeowners. Thank you to True North Roofing. Quincy Hall, once again, shout out Quincy Hall. If you have got the celebration, Quincy Hall has the space. Quincy Hall hosts weddings, nonprofit, corporate, and other large social occasions. More information at quincyhallmn.com. Plenty of folks here sticking around for bout number 2 between the Deltas and Friends. I'm being beckoned by our in-house announcers. I'll be right back. A very special, try that again. A very special guest here this evening in Quincy Hall for this bout is Marty. He was a person who was able to recover some stolen gear for one of our skaters. So if you're seeing Hitlist on the track and you're thankful that she's there, you can thank Marty. Marty found Hitlist's gear that was stolen out of her car and was able to recover those and make sure that our skaters keep skating. So shout out to Marty. Thank you so much for helping us and helping Hitlist specifically. Love a good return story, and nobody's getting stuff stolen from us, dag nabbit. Okay, so we're just under a minute. We got 55 seconds, 53 seconds left on the clock. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. We've got our turds in a herd, and we're ready to go. So there's 37 seconds left on the clock. It looks like the skaters are ready to get going, so we're going to find out whether or not we're going to cut this halftime short, because we certainly can do that. We are in charge. We can do what we want, as can you. So we appreciate you choosing to be here and help us out with some roller derby and watching it. There's a sauerkraut waving to us up here in the AV roost. If you see some crazy maniac with a headset on leaning over the wooden wall in the back here every once in a while, that's me. Hi, I'm Owen Money. Thanks for being here. YouTube.com/@North Star Roller Derby. We've got Batty Longlegs for the Violent Friends and Lunatic for the Deltas. Batty Longlegs trying to eat into that all of a sudden deficit that the Friends find themselves in. The Friends are going to start one blocker down. Daryl B. Blood is in the penalty box, and Batty is shoving on Black-Eyed Susie. Crust, that'll be number 4. That's Shank Her Ella. Lead jammer status for Batty Longlegs, despite getting knocked to the ground on her way out. Pop Roxy's going to put a shoulder into Lunatic and knock her to the inside of the track. Violent Friends briefly reset and unfortunately allowed a little bit of space on the outside for Lunatic to get through. 3 points for the Violent Friends. Little by little. One moment. All right, that was Carly. Shout out to Carly for keeping us safe here at Quincy Hall, making sure that everything's running smoothly. Zaboomafu for the Deltas trying to get a smooth pass through the pack here, as well as Disco Scream. Neither one, however. This is a big jam up here in the middle of the track, and that's a last-minute hit out there by Baller and Kilroy, making sure that Disco Scream has to go all the way back to where she started on that Marty's jam line. Ooh, another hit to the inside there. Disco did not learn her lesson, perhaps. Ooh, a little dink and dive move, unfortunately unable to stay in bounds. And there goes Zaboomafoo fighting through Marlboro Dread, Panic Attack, Rift Track, and Mayhem, able to pick up lead jammer status, and Disco Scream still's trying to get out. Zaboomafoo approaching the back of the pack. A little bit of offense there being played by HUD, allowing Zaboomafoo to get to the outside and pick up some points. That'll be 4 more for the Deltas. Zaboomafoo approaching the back of the pack as Disco Scream gets cycled to the back once more. Able to have a little bit more progress there is Disco Scream, but hitting that inside line again and getting out to the inside, and Baller is going to make sure the Disco has to eat every single one of those 30 feet to get back to the pack. In the meantime, Zaboomafoo, 4 more points for the Deltas. 30 points for the Friends and 56 so far for the Deltas. Zaboomafoo approaching the back of the pack at a stately pace. Able to pop out on the outside apex for 4 more points for the Deltas. Racking it up here is Zaboomafoo, trying to chase down that 30-point jam that Slim Sadie set the bar with. And here comes Zaboomafoo once again. The pass of the star has been completed, so the jammer right now is Panic Attack. Panic Attack has the stripe on her head for now, but if she gets out in front, she'll put that star on, hopefully try to score some points. Only 15 seconds left in this jam. And Zaboomafoo looking to take advantage of each and every tick of the clock. Like clockwork, 4 more points for the Deltas and pushing their total up to 68. Violent Friends sitting at 32. And the jam comes to its natural conclusion. No points for the Violent Friends. And they're going to get back to that Marty's Deli jam line. Violent Friends once again sending Halibut out there underneath the stars, and the Deltas are sending Sailor Doom back out. Doom a little bit closer to that jam line. Halibut probably trying to build up a little bit of momentum before running into the back of Blue Barracuda, Sunny Ono, Lumberjill, and Hitlist. Again, if you're happy to see Hitlist out there, shout out to Marty who helped recover her stolen gear. Lumberjill's going to recover Halibut all the way to the back. Halibut looked to be trying to level a hit on Sailor Doom, but Sailor Doom skates by her, skates by the rest of the Friends, picks up 4 more points. Halibut trying to make her way to the outside, getting stopped by Hitlist. And Daryl B. Blood temporarily stopping Sailor Doom. Doom's back out to the outside, gets hit to the inside, and back goes Daryl B. Blood. As far back as she can possibly draw, we've got a penalty being called. We're going to find out. Oh, that's going to be a leading with the head penalty on Halibut. This is going to be a power jam for the Deltas, looking to reestablish their, well, keep going with their gigantic lead. And we do have a penalty being called on Sunny Ono. So it's going to be 4 blockers for the Friends, only 3 for the Deltas. For the Violent Friends, unfortunately, there's no jammer out there to take advantage of the broken pack. Another penalty being called, so this is a penalty-heavy jam. Let's find out who is it going to be. Nobody. Errant Whistle. Halibut's out again of the box. Litter box, excuse me. Brought to you by Class Act Cats. Back and forth. Side to side, little carriage return action is Halibut, and getting drawn to the back by wily veteran Lumberjill. Daryl B. Blood doing some last minute defense and able to shove Sailor Doom outside. We have a legal procedure, I think, is what that guillotine type action is. So Halibut has to put the star back on, because Patty Narr also went to the box, and Patty Narr is was the pivot and will still be the pivot for this next jam. Deltas blowing it wide open. 84 for the Deltas and 30 for the Friends. Looking to put a stop to all the madness is a Batty Longlegs, going to be jamming up against 612, a Lunatic for the Deltas. Small pack for the Friends. They've only got 2 out there because they've got 2 blockers in the box. So we're going to find out what Marlboro Dread and Pop Roxy can do against Lunatic. A little back and forth action there by Pop Roxy, able to get Lunatic to the outside. Hits him out again. Meantime, there goes Batty Longlegs out for lead jammer status for the Violent Friends, approaching the back of the pack at speed. A big hit being provided there by maybe a little bit of friendly fire. And beating feet is Batty Longlegs, picking up 4 points, able to outrun Crust and the rest of the blocker contingent for the Deltas. A lot of action on Apex number 1. Batty having a little bit less success on this particular route because the Deltas reformed. Calling it off after picking up no more points on that jam. However, she was able to pick up, leaning over the thingy here. Hello, everybody. This is 4 points. That'll bring their point total up to 34 for the Friends, 84 for the Deltas. That's easy math for me, not the math guy. I'm not the math guy. Zabumafu, number 29, is going to be jamming for the Deltas. Number 36, Disco Scream for the Violent Friends. Disco trying to get through the middle of the pack, and the Deltas reform almost immediately around her. Speaking of going around, there goes Zabumafu going around Snarly Park. A giant hit being carried out there by the Deltas, and then Disco Scream getting back on her wheels. And into the pack. Zabumafu coming back around, trying to score some points against Rift Track, Snarly Parker, Mayhem, and Electric Cutie. Disco Stream taking advantage of some confuddlement and picking up not lead jammer status, hopefully going to keep the point total low. And there's a penalty being called. We're going to find out who that was on. That'll be on Baller, and here comes Disco Scream. Unfortunately unable to pick up any points for the Friends. And 4 more for the Deltas. So their point total is going to go up to 88 for the Deltas, 34 for the Violent Friends. Panic Attack once again trying out the star for the Violent Friends, and 66. Sailor Doom for the Deltas. Patty Nara and Pop Roxy having a little miniature dance party in somewhat of a broken shape here for the Violent Friends. We got Marlboro Jet on the very outside. An immediate star pass was attempted there by the Violent Friends. Unfortunately, it seems to have backfired on them, because Halibut is now the jammer, can't pass it back, and here comes Sailor Doom trying to get around Patty Nar, Marlboro Dread, and Pop Roxy. Getting pinned to the outside very briefly was Sailor Doom. And Halibut's out for not lead jammer, but Sailor Doom calling it off after picking up a solitary point. So a bold gambit there by the Friends. Didn't pan out. Let's see what other tricks they got up their sleeves. Well, not a whole lot of them have sleeves, but I'm sure they've got some tricks in hats. They put tricks in hats still, right? All right, we got the same configuration here, a bit of a split pack. We got 2 in the middle and then 1 on the inside and outside lines. They're going to figure out where Slim Sadie's going to go, and it looks like the Deltas are following suit. Batty Longlegs for the Friends trying to make her way through the pack. Not before Slim Sadie, though. Slim Sadie picking up lead jammer status once again for the Deltas. Crust is trying to stop Batty Longlegs, and stop her she does, buying enough time for Guillotina to get up to the pack. And a little twinkly toes there on the outside line as Batty Longlegs able to pick up not lead jammer status. And Deltas call it off after picking up just 4 points. They don't need a whole lot more, though. They're at 93 right now to 34 for the Friends. Again, apologies for the lack of scoreboard. I don't know a whole lot about Linux, so I can't get it back. Ho-hum. You'll just have to get your magnifying glasses out and check out that scoreboard in the top left-hand corner of your screen. What's perhaps not as legible is the amount of time left in the bout. We have 9 minutes and 27 seconds left, so we're just over the halfway mark. Zabumafu for the Deltas trying to get through the pack, and so is Patty Nar. Patty Nar for the Friends, and Zabumafu for the Deltas. Zabumafu saw daylight on the inside. Pop Roxy and Rift Track sniffed it out, and out of bounds goes Zabumafu. Aerial assault, stopping them from taking it too far back. And Zabumafu once again trapped behind the shape of the Friends. Super Hut trying to provide some offense. Zabumafu trying to take advantage of it, but the recycling is amping up here for the Violent Friends and not giving up any ground. Neither team giving up any ground. The Baller, Aerial Assault, and Kilroy are keeping Patty Nar from getting too much further, not even at the pivot line yet, and away goes Zaboomafoo for lead jammer status for the Deltas. Little shrug of the shoulders there from Baller, getting Patty Nara to the outside and then back to the inside. Patty Nara looking for her pivot. That'll be number 842 Rift Track. Rift Track glancing back and forth every now and then just to see where that jam status is, or where the jammer is. And Zaboomafoo doing a little side surf action, picking up 4 more points on that first apex for the Deltas. They're getting awful close to that century mark, just 3 more points before they hit 100. Friends don't want to give it up, though. Patty Nara has completed that star pass, and Zaboomafoo will call it off. Let's find out if they hit that century mark with just 7 minutes and 45 seconds left in the second half. That'll be no points. 1 point, excuse me. There's a car outside rudely turning its headlights on. We have a team timeout being called by the Violent Friends, allowing us to read more sponsor copy. West End Chiropractic, Dr. Dana Harrington of West End Chiropractic and Wellness is the official chiropractor of the North Star Roller Derby. Dr. Harrington, or Doc Bones as they call her, has helped the whole team perform at their optimal level. Cracks, pops, alignments, they got it all. The P-Fund Foundation, that's right, the P-Fund Foundation is proud to partner with North Star Roller Derby. P-Fund Foundation is the Upper Midwest LGBTQ community foundation. Check out their website, pfundfoundation.org, to learn more about their scholarships for students and grants to nonprofits. That's PF Foundation, or P-Fund, excuse me, pfundfoundation.org. Thanks again for sticking around. It's been a topsy-turvy night for me, the tech guy, but we have mostly righted the ship. A few small holes were drilled by a couple of crashed services on a Linux laptop. That's okay, it's a computer, it'll be fixed at some point. Electric Cutie for the Violent Friends trying to fix their deficit, and Sailor Doom is gonna try to make that lead just a little bit bigger. Daryl B. Blood, Marlboro Dread, Disco Scream, and a Halibut trying to keep Sailor Doom from passing, and sure enough, a last-ditch effort there by the Violent Friends, and a out of bounds will be called. Electric Cutie is going to have to just get by Blue Barracuda, and all of a sudden hit list. Oh, the sudden hit list almost had her, but that'll be a Violent Friends lead jam status for Electric Cutie. Coming around to the back, the pivot for the Deltas is going to the box, which means no star pass for you, but doesn't need one. Don't need one. There goes Sailor Doom out for not lead jammer. Cutie being yelled out to call it. Call it she does after picking up 4 points, but how many did Sailor Doom get? We're going to find out very shortly after a very brief conversation. That'll be a single point awarded to the Deltas. Ooh, not quite at the century mark. They're sitting at 99.38 for the Friends. And stick around for awards. We're doing a little new thing here. It's called telling everybody who won what. It's going to happen in the middle of the track, and it's going to happen at the very end of this bout. So stick around. We're all starting up at the pivot line. Sadie doing some blocking before going back to the jammer duties. 2 blockers in the box, only 1 now. Lumberjill has been released. And out goes Betty Longlegs for lead jammer status. Slim Sadie is only about 20 feet behind. 2 quick jammers are trying to make sure that they've got some points. And Betty Longlegs getting hit to the inside by Hitless. Calls it off after picking up 2 points. No, excuse me. Betty Longlegs didn't pick up any points. That'll be 2 points for the Deltas. Quick jam coming to a close there. Here comes the Zaboomafoo for the Deltas and Patty Nara for the Violent Friends. Blocking this jam for the Deltas is Super Hut, Baller, Aerial Assault, and Kilroy. The Friends have Daryl B. Blood, Snarly Parker, Marlboro Dread, and Disco Scream. Disco Scream picking up a track cut penalty because they got hit out by Kilroy and then just went right back in bounds. You can't do that. You know who can do stuff is Zaboomafoo. Zaboomafoo getting out for lead jammer status. Patty Nara has the star in her hands. Meanwhile, Aerial Assault going to the litter box. Both teams being down a skater, however, maybe more impactful is Disco Scream being in the box because Disco Scream is the pivot, which means Patty Nar has nobody to pass that star to, though Patty Nar looks like she desperately wants to do so. I'm speculating, obviously, because Patty Nar has the star in her hand. I don't know what the level of desperation she's feeling. Little spin move to get around Baller, and I believe that is Hut. I can consult my monitor. Yes, that is Hut. Zubumafu trying to make it to the inside, does so, and is able to get out for lead jammer, or able to get out for 4 points. She's already got lead jammer status. I don't need to relitigate all of that nonsense. Going to the back of the pack. Both teams at full strength. Zubumafu clawing and fighting her way to the front, not quite able to get around Marlboro Dread, which means that Marlboro Dread bought enough time. And calling it off is Zubumafu, so that'll be 4 more points for the Deltas over that century mark. Finally, they've got 109 with just 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in the last half of the last bout of our little evening. Thanks again for sticking around. Here comes Sailor Doom for the Deltas and Electric Cutie for the Friends. Sailor Doom takes a glance back at the score, still comfortably ahead, with not a lot of time left on the clock. Pop Roxy shoving every single one of her blockers to make sure that Sailor Doom does get knocked out of bounds to the outside. Sailor Doom coming back to the inside and getting around everybody and picking up lead jammer status. While Panic Attack goes to the litter box and Electric Cutie is still stuck behind the Deltas. Star Pass has been completed, however, Lumberjill's like, nah, I don't want you going nowhere. Stops and shoves to the outside of the track, still in bounds though. Or was she? Oh, that'll be Sailor Doom going to the box. This is going to be a power jam for the Violent Friends. Halibut with the star in her hand, attempting to get around. That appears to be Sunny Ono, Lumberjill, and a skater whom I cannot see at the moment. Very solid shape. Getting a little clinic here being put on by the Deltas to make sure that nobody's getting through nobody. Right, that'll be Blue Barracuda. That was the other blocker whom I could not see. Sunny Ono adjusting her glasses, and Halibut adjusting our True North roofing banner by getting knocked to the outside. Four points for Sailor Doom after she got out of the box. Halibut not having a whole lot of luck getting around the Deltas. Strong defense being exhibited here by the Deltas. Here comes Sailor Doom trying to get some more points. Getting pinned to the outside and shoved out, and coming back to the middle and juking back to the outside. Trying to get around Rift Track, Panic Attack, and Pop Roxy. And progress seems to have been stopped. Blue Barracuda knows this and provides some offense, temporarily springing Sailor Doom. However, the recycling for the Violent Friends is on point for this jam. More offense being provided here by Blue Barracuda. We've got a clockwise block now being called on Blue Barracuda, so she'll go to the litter box. Let us know how we're doing in the comments, folks. Love to hear you. Love to hear what you got to say about what's going on here. All constructive criticism is accepted. And subsequently, probably printed out and lit on fire as a cathartic experience. Anyways, Lunatic for the Deltas will be going up against Batty Longlegs for the Friends. Lunatic trying to worm her way through the wall of Snarly Parker Mayhem, Daryl B. Blood, and Marlboro Dread. Daryl B. Blood able to provide a last-minute hit, but not far enough. Lunatic stays in bounds to pick up lead jammer status. However, Batty Longlegs is going as fast as her long legs can carry her. Only about 20 feet behind, approaching the back of the pack. Hits it and quits it. 0 points for the Deltas. Let's find out whether or not Batty Longlegs was fast enough. And then 2 points for the Friends. So, that'll be 40 points for the Friends and 117 for the Deltas. Seven, 6, 5 seconds left. We had a bit of a thing going on. Looks like this is going to be the last jam. The jam was started as time expired. So this is going to be certainly the last jam of the bout. Disco Scream going up against, I believe that's Zaboomafoo. Yep, that's Zaboomafoo. Zaboomafoo for the Deltas, but you've heard me say that so many times I can just say it's Zaboomafoo now, right? Right? Great. Riff Track is able to shove or nudge or otherwise coerce Zaboomafoo to the outside of the track and having to pick up a penalty for her troubles. Pop Roxy trying to pop Zaboomafoo in the chest with her shoulder. Disco Scream able to nearly step around, but has to go all the way to the back and behind Baller. Baller having her head on a swivel and knowing that she's got to get that jammer drawn back. Zaboomafoo picks up the final lead jammer status of the evening as two blockers are in the litter box for the Friends, and Aerial Assault just sat down for the Deltas. Patty Nar and Pop Roxy trying to keep Zaboomafoo from scoring any more points before Disco Scream is able to get out for not lead jammer. Big pass there by Zaboomafoo, able to pick up 4 more points. That's going to put their total to 121, and the Violent Friends have 40. Electric Cutie slapping the ground, making sure that she's got enough chutzpah to stop that from happening. So Zaboomafoo calls it off. The Deltas are triumphant over the Violent Friends. 121 for the Deltas and 40 for the Violent Friends. So that'll bring us all to a conclusion. And we're going to go to the celebratory lap of high fives. All of you in there in your homes, feel free to slap your monitors, slap your TVs, slap your phones or your mobile devices, however you want to celebrate with us here in Quincy Hall. Thank you for joining us for bout number 2 of season 19. And we're going to have some awards once our celebratory and conciliatory high five circle has happened. Here go the Deltas with their big old high fives, able to pick up their victory for the evening. So that moves the Deltas to 1-1. The only undefeated team left in the league is the Kilmores. Shaping up to be quite a next bout. For sure, everybody's going around getting their high fives, big smelly high fives. Love to have it. We're going to have a little after party here, and we're going to have a good time finding out who won what awards for which team. And I'll be right back in a moment. Award ceremony forthcoming. Everybody here has been advised that is happening. Each team is going to be providing us with the information as to who won what. Thanks again for joining us here on youtube.com/@NorthStarRollerDerby. Thanks for the high fives, Grin. Love to see you on stream. And we're going to get this track pulled up, perhaps at the same time as the awards are being announced. I guess there's going to be a little bit of time for the awards to be announced after we've got the track pulled up. So we're going to leave the camera's over on a table and nobody's standing next to it, but it is doing a little bit of shaking. So I do apologize for that, everybody. Those of you with motion sickness in the crowd, look away. So we're able to clear the riffraff from my camera table. Thanks again for joining us. We're going to have the awards here once the teams decide who gets what. For those of you who are unfamiliar, the teams give their opponents some awards. They can be for best jammer, they can be for best blocker, they can be for esprit de corps, they can be for really anything that they want to give out. Sasbury has commandeered a microphone. So all the teams are being beckoned to the track for team awards. Right now, she says. And you must listen to the voice in the sky. Get your skates off so our EMTs can go home. Everybody take your skates off. If you've got skates on at home, that's fine. You can leave those on, that's okay. We don't mind, our EMTs are not in charge of you. Nor am I. But all right, we've got team awards being reiterated a few times. Team awards being a little bit of an assembly in the middle of the crowd, or middle of the track once the skaters have their skates off. Yeah, so thanks again for joining us. It's been an eventful evening. The Bangers were defeated by the Kilmores, and the Friends fell to the Deltas. Kilmores remain undefeated, and the Deltas advanced to 1-1. Two other teams are 0-2 for the season. All right, we're reaching a critical mass. Bangers and Kilmore awards are going to be announced first. Let's find out who won what. Need more bangers in the middle of the track so we can. Surely there are enough bangers to announce team awards. Let's find out who got what. The microphone is being passed to the Kilmores. This looks like Face Smelter and Red Panda talking about stuff. We'll be talking about it here in just here we go. Bangers getting dull. They look like can koozies from here, folks. This will be an award for a couple of amazing moments. Yay, that person is, yeah. I didn't grab whose name that was. I feel really bad now. Oh, DIS, as in environmental disaster. So environmental disaster got that award from the Kilmores. Aria is getting an award from the Kilmores. I did not hear which one they were calling. I do apologize. We're going to get all that stuff in the description when I'm able to edit it. Kilmore's giving themselves an award, the Kill Most moment. This will be Weird Val receiving the Kill moment from her captains, and we're going to give out one more, I think. Yep, little another Killer Moment award. Hey, and Infidor Bonds picking up an award, a can koozie from her captains. And that is all the awards that the Kilmores wanted to give out today. So we're going to bring it over to the Bangers. Stabby Cat on the mic for the Bangers. Creamdom soup. The hot dish theme. They're sticking with the hot dish Harbinger theme. It's about Jammers getting creamed quite a bit by this skater. And that skater is, oh, there she is, Jim Rat. Jim Rat picking up a blocker award. A little symbolic creaming there of J-Bay, one of the bench staff for the Bangers.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you for everything. Yeah, that's Skin Job Sally. Shout out to Skin Job Sally. She's here doing she's doing Skinny says hi. We call her Skinny. Shout out to Skinny for filling in last minute as an in-house announcer along with Alabama Slamma. I've lost track of what Stabby is saying. Oh, the very first one ever. So that's 2 awards for environmental disaster, a.k.a. DIZ. And that'll be Zooks picking up a Jammer award. And we're going to hand it over to the Violent Friends. This is Pop Roxy talking about stuff. Pop Roxy hoping that everybody had fun and wishing well to everybody. The Violent Friends are giving out 2 awards. We have a Jam-mazing award. Zaboomafoo picking up a Jammer award. Shout out to Zaboomafoo. Well, congratulations to Zaboomafoo. And who else is picking up the second award? Oh, they're necklaces. An award you can wear. Everybody loves those. Excellence in blocking. Ducking Brilliant Award. And Crust picking up a blocking award. Well deserved for both skaters. Congratulations to both teams. Or congratulations to both reward recipients. Oh, and the Violent Friends are going to hand out awards to themselves. There's a Jammer award. Betty Longlegs picking up a Jammer award. I heard something about a goalie for the NFL, so that either means that the stereotype of derbyists not knowing sports outside of derby is true, or my hearing is bad. Most likely the second one. Hearing's definitely bad. Daryl B. Blood picking up the Most Valuable Blocker award from the Deltas. The Pony Pounder award as dubbed by Baller. And a My Little Pony award, whatever that means. Oh, Cutie getting the My Little Pony award. One of those Somebody Did Something Cool awards. Love to have those. Disco Scream picking up the Most Valuable Jammer award from the Deltas. And the Deltas have 2 on the Deltas. Zaboomafoo picking up their second award for jamming this evening. Shout out to Zaboomafoo. They had a wonderful evening as a jammer, as evidenced by the new hardware. Aerial Assault picking up that blocker award from her captain, Slim Sadie. And Hut picking up the My Little Pony award. That's the award that Cutie just got. It's the You're Doing Great award. And that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us here at the new home of North Star Roller Derby, youtube.com/@NorthStarRollerDerby. And we're going to break the set, and we're going to see you next time on youtube.com/@NorthStarRollerDerby. Join us here at Quincy Hall in Northeast Minneapolis. My name is Owen Money, and that is exactly how I would have done it.